I guess third time's the charm. Hey everybody, Gameplay 4885 here. Welcome to some Borderlands 2 level 72 build. This is another shotgun build for Krieg. However, this build is a lot more focused on generally using shotguns and not just fire. That was kind of a problem with my previous build, which I made some time ago, where basically I would have only it would be absolutely useless, or rather relatively ineffective, against non-fleshy enemies. That's the right way of putting it. But anyway, this is going to be a shotgun build for Krieg at level 72. Look at that. Where, basically, this is much more about shotguns rather than fire. It's still going to be having a lot of Hellborn, and you're going to be on fire for a lot of the time, so be prepared for that, but it's going to be more about generally shotguns. In my case, I'm going to be using my lovely Casual Carnage, which is obtained. It's a pearlescent shotgun, and is obtained as a random drop, as a rare random drop. I can't talk today, right? Where from badass humanoid enemies. Particularly, legendary loot midgets have high chances of dropping these pearlescents. As far as I know, this one is obtained through having the DLC content of God, I can't speak today. What was it again? Ultimate Vault Hunter Pack 2, the one that gives you 11 extra levels and Digerdog Peak. In addition to that, you can get the ability to get this little beast. I have the Casual prefix, which gives me 3 projectiles, and as the red text says, it shoots rockets. It's really powerful, and I really like it. So let's get on with the show. Firstly, we'll go over the skills. I'm going to be using, first let's go into Mania. Take 5 points and feed the meat, 50% extra health, that's really useful, always. Enter the Rage, it's useless as I'm preferably not going to be too much in melee, this is mostly a shotgun build. Embrace the Pain, this is 100% absolute goodness, 35% fire rate bonus while my shields are depleted. Feel the Rampage, again, it's kind of useless as I am both in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode and I'm not going to be using my action skill too much, and when I am, it's only going to be with Release the Beast. Then we have Strip the Flesh, as it does increase explosive damage and it increases it a little bit more while I'm fighting for your life. This works very well with Torg weapons, which is what my Carnage is from. Thrill of the Kill, I didn't really have anything else to put these 5 extra points so I could reach Release the Beast. So, and either way, it's a really useful skill. Takes a percentage of the overkill damage, which is the damage that you hit an enemy with that was not necessary to kill them, and heals me for 90% of that. Then we have Salt the Wound. This is an obvious one. Preferably want to try and get a class mod to improve this. Increases when taking health damage. It gives you a stack up to 20 times, increasing melee damage and shotgun damage per stack. This is where you get a lot of your damage and power. At 20 stacks, I'm getting a 200% bonus. That is really a monster. That's just ridiculous. Finally, Silence the Voices. Again, don't need that melee damage. I don't want to hit myself constantly for a little bit of melee damage. That's going to be absolutely useless for me. So skip that. And finally, Release the Beast. This is basically my get out of jail free card. Heals me up when activating Release the Beast. While I am very low on health, that's just fine. And I love it. Then we go into Hellborn. The, as I see it, the burn people to death and inject your guns with steroids. Firstly, we have Burn Baby Burn. This is a relatively useless skill for this build, as I'm not going to be using fire. Again, if you're planning on going into an area where there's primarily flesh enemies and you're going to be using a fire weapon, then by all means take this. But I don't. So instead, I'm going to take Fuel to Fire, which, when killing an enemy, increases my chance of causing elemental effects, as well as giving me a chance of igniting myself on fire. Definitely useful. Then, Numbed Nerves is a really good skill. You definitely want to take this if you're going to go for Hellborn, as that damage of a time effect while you're on fire can start dealing hurting. All damage resist reduced by 50%, in my case. While on fire, that's great, including the damage over time. Pain is power, weapon damage increased with all weapons except sniper rifles, critical hit damage reduced, melee damage increased. This bonus is doubled while on fire, 50% more gun damage while on fire. I love it. Fire Fiend, I have a class mod that gives me 6 extra points, so I just put an extra point in this just to get those bonuses. Makes my melee attacks have a chance of igniting an enemy, which in return can also ignite me. While on fire, I get more weapon accuracy and a really good reload speed. Elemental Elation, while elemental status effect damage is being done to enemies, you gain stacks of elemental elation. Fire rate and magazine size increase for each stack of elemental elation. Stacks will not decay while on fire. This is really good, if you couldn't tell. Though I'm not going to be using fire weapons, I'm still going to have one skill particularly that's going to help me get these stacks. Delusional damage is really important on this. All elemental status effects allow me to get a chance of lighting myself on fire. That is important, because a lot of these bonuses are either only when you're on fire, or at least amplified while on fire. So, this is a must. Then we have Flame Flare, increases duration of burn effects on you. Each time you apply burn effect to an enemy, there's a chance another burn effect will be applied after a short time. This is really useful to keep you on fire. There's a couple of times where when you end up stopping burning, you're kind of screwed sometimes, at least in my experience. Then we have Hellfire Halitosis. In a concept and as a skill itself, it's really cool. Makes you breathe fire. That's awesome. Problem: the damage is freaking useless. Usually your melee damage or your gun will usually be able to out-damage this skill. Plus, there seems to be a bug, I'm not entirely sure if it's been fixed, that seems to be having make people freeze in the animation when they breathe fire, which really sucks. So skip that. Elemental Empathy, a percentage of your elemental damage over time heals you. This would be useful if I was using a lot of damage over time stuff, but I'm not, so useless to me, kinda. Then we have Ravering Retribution. This is going to be my main source of getting on fire, or at least keeping myself on fire. While on fire, taking damage from enemies will spawn homing balls of fire that seek out the attacker and explode on impact. Fireballs only trigger once per second. Still, this allows me to ignite enemies on fire while not even giving a crap about it, which allows me to stay on fire, which allows me to get all these amazing steroids of awesomeness to my stats. Finally, I have a couple extra points that I will put in Bloodlust. I'll put 5 points in Blood-Filled Guns, increase magazine size for depending on Bloodlust stacks. That's really useful, allow me to fire indefinitely, or not really, but you get the point. Blood Twitch, killing an enemy increases weapon spot speed based on Bloodlust stacks. At 100 stacks, that's 150%. Really fast. I definitely think this is kind of useful, especially with slag weapons. Finally, Bloodbath is what I'm going to take. In killing an enemy with a grenade or explosion increases weapon damage for each stack of Bloodlust. This is very useful. As far as I know, this should work with my Carnage. I don't really take a look at my kill skill while I'm in action bar, so yeah. The other skills, you can take them if you want to. It's kind of up to you, but I didn't because I didn't want to. There's none of them that really improve your gun damage. So anyway, for gear, my shotgun of choice for this build is my casual Carnage, as I said earlier. However, with this build, theoretically at least, you should be able to use whatever shotgun you want. Sword Explosion, Conference Call, Triquetra, however the hell you're supposed to pronounce that. Other shotguns, you can check your choice. I simply have my Conference Call in my third slot, simply so I can get some corrosion out there. Then I have my Slagga, really good slagging weapon. I don't have a grog nozzle on this character for whatever reason. I need to check that later. Then I have my Norfleet, shock, just get me up when I go down. It's that simple. Rough Rider, this is really good. Massive health boost, damage resistance boost, no shield capacity, so my shield's always going to go down. It's great. Chaotic Good Barbarian class mod. This is achieved through Tiny T's Assault on Dragon Keep. This Rough Rider is obtained in Sir Hamlock's DLC. The Blood of the Ancients relic is obtained through regular gameplay through legendary loot midgets having a chance of dropping them. And finally, Magic Missile ×4 is obtained through Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. So, now that I've bored you to death with all my fancy-dancy talk about stats, let's go into the gameplay and show you how this works. Kind of lagging a bit. I'm trying to make this video for a while. As you can see, I'm tearing these guys apart. And the fire rate's ridiculous. And there I start burning without. At least the beast doing his work. And froze. Come on. There we go. And I'm not going on fire, that's just great. This did not turn out awful. Oh, so now I turn on fire. That's great.
You're nothing! I told you what would happen!
It should be burning, but I don't know. The burn seems to be having a minus burn. Either way, I'm kicking these guys' asses. Oh, you dead. Look at his health. As I said, you can use whatever shotguns you're comfortable with. I've said this like a million times. You don't need to hear it a million times more.
Cauterize the wound! Get started upon!
Also, this build can be customized to your liking. You can go more into Bloodlust if that's what you like, or instead of Hellborn or Mania if you feel that way. Really lagging. I think I'll just do a little bit more and then I'll just stop it. As you can see, I'm slaughtering these guys. Maybe I'll make a video displaying that this can work. In fact, with the regular Russians, and the frame rate's dropping. But this does work. You get massive fire rate. One thing to note, do not use Jacobs. That's gonna lower your DPS by a ton, because like Pistol Zero and Pistol Salvador builds, a lot of it comes in fire rate. So, yeah. So a lot of the skills are based around fire rate improvements. So having these guns that don't even have any friggin'... Yeah, you get the point. So don't use Jacobs and you'll be good. And of course keep up with levels. Yes, these constructors are gonna be a good idea. What the hell? Alright, I'm not on fire because the game's a bitch. Oh, you wanna be on fire? Well, fuck you. Just don't apologize to that on something. these. I swear to God, this is more effective. It's just that I can't get myself to turn on fire because... Yay! I don't know reasons. It's being a little bit annoying. That's really the worst part about going with Hellburn. What are you doing? Is can a lot of times be a bit difficult to stay on fire or get it on fire in general. Thank you for letting me burn. I'm literally burning myself. Slagon! Oh man, that damage! Some explosions. Oh, turn us off.
Let me hear those screams.
I think that's probably enough.
My
This video is
treasure
probably
like my
dragging on
baby
forever.
steaks.
I like my treasure like I like my baby steaks. Off creek. Sergeant! Hello, son. You're dead. Captain Obvious to the rest. That actually hit. Oh my god. I'm the greatest Krieg player ever. Bow to me. I'm your god. I'm the best. Hashtag swag. Or whatever the hell you guys. The most problem with using Torg is, of course, the projectile stuff, but except for that, it's pretty good. It's a shotgun. You're supposed to be close combat. But anyway, that was my Krieg build. It works relatively well. You can use different shotguns. I simply just have a bad selection right now. Don't use the Triquetra because unless you're in the face, you're most likely just going to waste a ton of ammo for no damage. I tried. So Explosion can work well too. I just didn't choose to take it because reasons. But anyway, I hope this was decent enough, and if you have any questions or requests or anything like that, you can tell me in the comments below. I will see you later.